Okay, here's number 2. Arjun and Kim each improved their yards by planting grass, sod, and geraniums. They bought their supplies from the same store. Okay, that's great, but I don't really need any of that information so far. Arjun spent $124 on 9 square feet of grass sod and 7 geraniums. So that's kind of important. I think I'm going to go over to my notes and write a little note about Arjun. So here I am over on my notes. So that's just for his name, A. So he spent $124 and he bought 9 square feet of grass, sod, and 7 geraniums. Okay, little notes to myself. Now I'll go back to reading. Kim spent $94 on 4 square feet of grass, sod, and 7 geraniums. So now I'm going to go over to my notes and write a little bit about Kim. So Kim spent $94 on 4 square feet of grass, sod, and he bought 7 geraniums. Back to the question. What is the cost of 1 square foot of grass, sod, and the cost of 1 geranium? Okay, so this is very similar to the one we just did. So the question is, what is the cost for a square foot of grass, sod, and then what is the cost of a geranium? When people see problems like this, sometimes they get confused with the square feet unit. Remember, you don't need to square 9 and tell me that this is 81 or square the 4 and tell me this is 16. This is just a unit. So for your sake, you can just ignore that. It's just the units apparently that they sell grass sod in. So don't do anything crazy like squaring it. Okay, so if you look back to number 1, the type of example that we're doing that I listed out, this is the second example. This is about landscaping. Okay, the second type that you're responsible for. There's no really order, it's just a second type. So just like on the last problem where we made an equation for day 1 and day 2, this time I'm going to make an equation for each person. So we'll do Arjun first. Actually, sorry, let's back up. We have to define our variables. So we don't know how much the 2 things that these people are buying cost. So again, you can be as crazy as you'd like with the defining your variables. I'm going to let X be the cost of the square feet of grass sod and Y be the cost of each geranium. So you need to write that somewhere. So here I go. I'm going to make my equation for Arjun. This person's bought 9 square feet of grass sod. X is the cost for the square feet. So I'm going to write 9X plus. This person bought 4 geraniums. Y is geraniums, the cost of geraniums. So plus 7Y equals, how much did this person spend? $124. So that's your equation for Arjun. Now we'll go to the equation for Kim. This person bought 4 square feet of grass sod. So I'm going to have 4X. Why X? Because X is the cost for the square feet of grass sod. Plus, they also bought 7 geraniums. So 7Y, and it's Y, because Y was the price for geraniums. And how much money did they spend? $94. Okay, so you're ready to go. You have your system. Again, you can't multiply 4 by any whole number to get 9. Oh, hey, but look, oh my gosh, this one's nice. You have 7 and 7. So remember, for the variables to cancel out, they have to be the same number but opposites. So one has to be positive and one has to be negative. So in this case, you can pick either equation and multiply it by -1. I'm going to be different and just choose the first one to multiply by -1. So -1 times 9x is -9x. -1 times 7y is -7y. -1 times 124 is -124. And then I rewrite the second equation as is because I didn't do anything to it. Remember, you're always adding these together. So -9x plus 4x is a -5x. -7y and 7y cancel out to 0. And then you have a -124 and you're adding a 94 to that. And that gives you -30. So to solve for x, you're going to divide both sides by -5. So you're going to get x equals 6. Well, what was X again? Oh, it was the cost of the square feet of grass sod. So we just found that the I should actually say the square feet of grass sod, you don't have to be fancy, just say is $6. Now we got to find the geraniums. So again, pick the lesser of the two complicated equations. I'm going to go with the second one just because it looks easier. And I'm going to put 6 in for X. So I'm going to have 4 times 6 plus 7y equals 94. 4 times 6 is 24. So remember, you're trying to solve for y. So I'm going to subtract 24 from both sides. 94 minus 24 is 70. You'll divide both sides by 7 to get that y is 10. So that means the geraniums, they cost $10. And there is your answer.